Hello, my name's Adam, the Black Swamp Medium. I'm a psychic medium, remote viewer, healer, radio show host, and musician. Some of the things I like to do is with the mediumship, I love doing readings and healing for people. The classic sit down, do one-on-one stuff. Bring in the loved ones or family members or friends of that sort of, and just trying to connect with them, help them out with, maybe coming to terms with things or finding out some information that maybe they didn't know about them. I also do healing, and healing is like, the healing I do is more of a shamanic style, but most kind of refer to it as Reiki. Do a lot of the energy, I pull it from the earth because I do have a shamanic background. And so I'm able to help people with, mental conditions and physical conditions and help cleanse them out, because a lot of times we have a lot of things that are built up, a lot of toxic sludge, around things, and it just kind of builds up over time. So what I do is trying to get that all out of there. And if we go over to the paranormal side, I do a lot of investigations. I use my mediumship to help connect with the spirits that are there, to try to find out what they're doing, why they're there. And then depending on, if this is a residential case, I will, if the owners feel like they don't want it around because it's bothering them too much, depending on the circumstances, I will remove that spirit or spirits and give the home a good cleanse, because just like us, we need a good cleanse, and so does the homes, because it holds a lot of residual energies and things, and so it's nice to kind of strip that down and make it a little bit nicer and pleasant for them. I also do music. A lot of the music I do is relaxation. I like to incorporate that with mediumship nowadays, because we can kind of make a spiritual journey out of it, and it helps for those that can sit there and close their eyes for a few minutes. You don't have to be real great at meditation or anything like that. Just close your eyes and, take yourself to like a park or a beach or something and just kind of relax and envision all those things that you would see in those locations, and let the music take you on a journey. And you might come across things that are fascinating, like you might see guides, or you might see loved ones come in and they'll hang out with you and just kind of change the way you think about things. So the music I do is very healing and spiritual, and again, it helps you out energetic wise. And the last thing is I do a couple different shows right now. I do a show on Saturdays called Mid-Morning Medium Chat, and basically it's kind of an overall show. I don't always have topics, but a lot of topics just kind of happen during the week, so I'm able to present that to my audience. And I also open it up all the time for questions. So sometimes, when we're sitting around just kind of hanging, people come up with or have ideas or questions that they might want to know something about. So I have my fans and audience members ask questions, and I'll stop whatever I'm doing and answer their questions as best I can. And it's a lot of fun. I also do another show on Wednesday nights with another medium friend. It's called Beyond the Silence Radio. That one's a little bit more topic and guest oriented, much like you'd see other shows. Everything is fair game, so to speak. But we have guests on from all different forms, whether it's the paranormal stuff, spiritual stuff, holistic stuff. So there's a lot of cool things that happen there on Wednesday nights. So, yeah. Yeah, so on the paranormal side of things, I've been doing investigating actively since 2012. I first started off in Dundee, Michigan, at a place called the Old Mill and Museum. It's a fantastic location. Shows the life that happened in Dundee, all the way from when the Native Americans were there, all the way up until through when the first electricity started, actually. But there's a lot of different floors in the museum, and it really helps depict everything. But it's been a place that the team I'm with, which is SWPI, or Spirit World Paranormal Investigations, I've been with them since 2013, but we host private and public investigations. We even hold a Parafest there, but we have a lot of people that come out and want to check out the place. We have a lot of cool spirits that are there, especially even if you're skeptical. It's neat to sort of see if you... Our spirits will usually find a way to sort of break that skeptical thought. So we always encourage people to come out to the Old Mill. But like I said, I've been with them since 2013. We still do, active investigations, usually all over southeastern Michigan. And we're able to, do the same thing. We're able to help them out, understand what's going on. And, my mediumship, ties in with that paranormal, because obviously it's another tool that we use besides all the equipment that we love to carry around, but the mediumship does help, and so we love to help out wherever we can. I mentioned about a Parafest. We do a Parafest typically in November, about the second weekend. It's one that you know people that have seen about. It's sort of like a mid-level show. We can have pretty anywhere from 150 to 200 people show up. We get a lot of guests from a lot of different fields, mostly paranormal, but we do get a lot of the big names that are on TV quite a bit. So it's neat to kind of have them come out in November, and we have a good time. So I love doing the paranormal stuff because it's sort of it's always been in my. I always thought about it growing up. It's one of those things that. You see the documentaries, throughout the 80s, they were pretty rough. But then when the reality shows came out, I always wanted to see if there was a way to incorporate my spiritual path with the paranormal path. And so I was able to open up that door and go down and start investigating and understanding why a location's haunted and things. So it's really been a fascinating journey. So on my morning show, I typically like to keep it open. Sometimes I do have topics because during the week, situations happen, experiences happen, and in my life, where maybe I'm doing a reading for a client or healing, or I'm doing some music for somebody. It's pretty neat because it really presents itself and makes it a little bit more organic. A lot of times when you have shows. They have to be set on a topic or a guest. I like my Saturday shows to be a little bit more open. So whatever I've experienced, or my audience members, they like to suggest things or ask questions during the show. So I love when it's really interactive because I've created it based on we're all sitting around a breakfast table and maybe we thought of something before we went to bed or when we woke up, and you've got that burning question. So I love kind of having a real good two-way. Really, more than two-way since there's a lot of people that do watch, but you have a cool event, more like a round table in a way where it's just so interactive and I can answer a lot of questions and then just, keep people positive. I mean, that's a thing that I usually end with. I always make sure people are loving, life and stuff because, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's fun to really push that and again, just answer basic questions or, stuff that's on their minds. So, on Wednesday nights on Beyond the Silence Radio, so if you look up Beyond the Silence Radio on Facebook and YouTube, you'll find us on the evenings on Wednesdays. Sometimes they vary just because of what's been going on, schedules, interact. But anyway, Wednesday nights, we have a lot of topic shows and we have a lot of guests that come on. So that one's like I was just talking about, where there's a lot of set shows. We're going to talk about this and we're going to talk about that, or we're going to have a guest on and we're going to share what they do and explain things to everybody. So much like what a lot of people have seen, but I think it's fun that, it's neat that I can jump around a couple different styles of shows and do the topic shows, but then also kind of have open shows. So that's what happens with my radio shows that I do right now. Currently, some of the best ways to get in touch with me to schedule a session with me is through Facebook. So if you, again, go to Adam the Black Swamp Medium, you can send me a private message and then we can work out what kind of service you're looking for. Services like doing a private reading, again, connecting with your loved ones and, answering just some of the basics questions, and find out this, that, and the other. I also do healing, so a lot of times people want to come to me and they want to understand why they feel a certain way or why they're being bothered by something. So you will definitely have a chance to sit down and we will go over that. And most of the sessions, can last anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Again, it depends on how much you're looking to get out of it, and even then, it also depends on, especially if we're doing a reading. Sometimes your loved ones may not be able to talk as long, and sometimes they want to talk even longer. So we usually work it out. But best thing to do is reach me on Facebook on Adam the Black Swamp Medium. For lectures, I love to share my knowledge and experience with mediumship. There's so many questions that people have, and especially the ones that are exploring it. They're sensitive and they're really not sure where to go. I'm able to bring out and answer some of those questions for those people in so many different areas of mediumship. For personal readings, the best way to start off is get in touch with me and say that you're interested. From there, we'll determine if we need to make a phone call and decide what type of session, what type of reading you're looking for, which will typically end with like a 30-minute or 60-minute reading. If you're looking for a healing, that's another thing that, again, reached me through my Facebook page. Will determine how long of a session you're looking for and what type of things that you're looking to get out of that. If there's something physical bothering you, something mental bothering you, we will discuss that during our exchanges through messages. A lot of what I do is through remote viewing, because I can't always be in person. So if we're lucky enough to be in person, great. If we can't, I will do a form of remote viewing where I will come over and enter in more of a spiritual form, and we'll be able to do the messages, do the readings, and the healings that way.